everyone, welcome back. I'm May.
I'm Jeff. Last chapter, we got to know the exquisite porcelain in Jingdezhen. Next chapter, we'll introduce how ceramics is related with different culture, such as tea, teaware, food, and tableware.
And we will also show you some local culture in Jingdezhen. For example, the history of Linong. Meanwhile, a new and vivid Jingdezhen will be presented in the final episode.
Yeah, we are going to immerse ourselves in the charm of Jingdezhen ceramics and its diverse cultural life.
To start with, we will first appreciate tea and its relationship with well.
Well, China is the hometown of tea and the birthplace of tea culture. Since ancient times, tea has been known as the national drink of China. In both the Chinese scholars' 7 daily necessities, namely music, chess, calligraphy, painting, poetry, wine, and tea, and common people's 7 ones, namely firewood, rice, oil, salt, soy, sauce, vinegar, and tea. Tea is listed as one of the necessities.
Yes. Meanwhile, China is a country with ancient civilization and a land of courtesy. The practice of making and serving tea is essential whenever there are guests or friends. With the development of cultural exchange, commerce, and trade between China and other countries, Chinese tea and tea culture spread to the world.
Today, a number of countries across the 5 continents grow tea plants, and many countries import tea from China. Chinese tea, like Chinese silk and Chinaware, has become synonymous with China in the world. I heard that water is the mother of the tea, while ware is the father of the tea. I am wondering which really comes first, tea or the ware?
Well, the origin of pottery predates the discovery of tea, which was earlier than the invention of porcelain.
Is tea only for drinking?
Not really. Tea was used for medical purposes in the early days and began to be used as a beverage around the Qing and Han dynasty. If we were in Han dynasty, we would not be able to drink tea like now because it was only served for the royal family. Since then, tea sets have been put in use. They were mainly made by copper, jade, or pottery.
Then when did tea become an ordinary drinking for the public?
Well, that is in the 6 dynasties. A large number of tea trees were planted in various parts of the south of the Yangtze River, and the trend of drinking tea became more popular. Tea entered the homes of ordinary people and became a drink shared by the royal family and the common people. The tea culture is gradually formed.
I heard that the celadon was popular in the south, while the north prefers whiteware in Tang Dynasty. The best tea sets were from the Yu Kiln, located in Zhejiang province.
Indeed, this kind of celadon look like jade, which set off the color of the tea by contrast. One tea set consists of a teacup and the saucer. When it comes to the Song dynasty, people's preference dramatically changed as blackware caught their fancy.
Why did blackware become popular?
Well, due to the increasing popularity of tea contest, the blackware were believed to be the optimal one. Tea contest standards influenced teaware in the Song dynasty, since the tea color in the Song dynasty was considered better white. Once popular white and celadon porcelain cups were not suitable to achieve a good contrast and highlight the tea color. The black and brown in Jianzhan cups, made from the Fujian famous Jian Kiln, started to sweep the country.
What are the standards for tea contest?
Well, there were basically 2 criteria. One is the color of the tea liquor. If the liquor is pure white, it indicates the tea leaves were tender, and the production was just right. The whiter, the better. The other is the watermark on the inside of the cup. If the tea is ground finely, with optimal pouring and whisking skills, the tea froth will be fine and will stay on the inside of the cup for a long time. The cup of tea with the water must show the last weeks.
I see. Besides the color, I think the shape is also important. Most of the cups look like the bamboo hats, with big mouth and small foot. The big mouth provides the space for the formation of foam, and the small foot allows the sediment to sink to the bottom. Can you explain the tea drinking method of Song Dynasty in detail?
Yes, different from the Tang Dynasty's tea cooking method. During the Song Dynasty, the way of tea drinking was changed into diancha. The diancha process starts with the grinding a suitable amount of the tea into powder, then sieve for the finest powdered tea and put it in the teacup. Then pour a small amount of boiling water in the cup to make a tea paste. Then again, pour in boiling water. Stir the tea with a bamboo tea whisk at the same time, until the water and the tea are fully blended and the froth appears. This action of pouring boiling water is called dian, hence the name diancha. Jeff, there is an old saying in China that water is the mother of tea, while the porcelain is the father of the tea.
I feel that the ceramics and tea, they inform each other, and the forms work together. They change because of each other.
Yes, in Song Dynasty, the tea was really popular.
So what is she doing here?
Well, she is making diancha. It's the tea ceremony in Song Dynasty.
I noticed that this bowl is black, and it's different from what we've seen before. Is there any reason for that?
Well, in Song Dynasty, tea contest is very popular, which is to compare the quality of tea.
Oh, so I guess the black color is easier to compare the different elements of the tea opposed to a white porcelain.
Yes, usually there are two criteria for the tea contest. One is the color of the tea, and the other one is the tea foam inside the cup.
That's really interesting. I think we're really lucky to be able to see some specialty tea ceremony from all the way from the Song Dynasty today.
Yes, let's have a try.
Yes, that's great. Thank you. It's great.
Yeah, this tastes really
Fantastic.
nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, do you know whether there is any change of the tea drinking method later?
In the 14th century, during the Ming Dynasty, the Chinese emperor shifted the standard from pressed tea cakes to loose tea leaves. Drinking loose tea leaves became the predominant way in Ming Dynasty, which promoted the simplification of tea drinking. I guess there must be some changes of the tea wares.
Sure, for example, teapots and gaiwan. The vessel comprises of three sections: a lid, a cup, and a saucer. In Chinese tea culture, the lid is a metaphor for heaven, and the cup represents a person, and the saucer is the earth.
Tea ceremony, drinking and appreciating tea can be lifestyle. The Chinese tea ceremony contains the wisdom of Oriental philosophy. Furthermore, Chinese tea ceremony reflects the central idea of Taoism, Confucianism, and Buddhism. It is a combination of philosophy and lifestyle. Throughout the whole set of ceremony making tea, appreciating tea, smelling tea, enjoying tea, friendship is increased, virtue is cultivated, traditional virtues, etiquettes are learned. The spirit of the tea ceremony is the core of tea culture.
Wow, I can't wait to experience the tea ceremony right now. Jeff, since Ming and Qing dynasties, people prefer to use the tea leaves.
Is there any change in the design since then?
Well, they will use something like this. It's called 盖碗.
I notice it has a lid, a cup, and a saucer.
Well, in the Chinese tea culture, the lid means the heaven, while the saucer, it means the earth, and the cup means the people.
Seems like it represents a harmonious relationship between people and everything else.
Yes. This one is called 浮梁红茶. It's from Jingdezhen. Well, let's try some.
I'd love to. Delicious.